day viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Emmanuel Adeboye from the stable of Clean Concept Music Panacea. This is a channel where we talk about music and musicianship. We talk about theory of music, we talk about musical instruments and how to play some of these musical instruments. We also talk about hymns. We talk about composers of these hymns. We talk about the history behind these hymns and many more. Today, being the 31st of January 2024, I want to talk about a particular topic that is very important to every music student and lovers or the players of musical instruments. This particular topic is very important such that if you are a student of music or you are a player of musical instruments, you cannot afford to run away from this topic because it will help your professionalism. Whether you play solo instruments or you play other instruments, you need this particular topic. So I want you to get closer, pay attention, and get value for your time. You'll be very glad you did. Now, before I go to this topic, please, I want you to, like my video. I want you to share and also subscribe if you are coming to my YouTube channel for the first time, so that, and also, click on the notification bell. As soon as I drop any content, you will be the first person to see it. Thank you very much for doing that. Now, the topic that I'm talking about is key signature. What is key signature? Key signature is a symbol used in music, written at the beginning of the music or a section of the music to depict or to tell on which key a particular music is written and on a particular music is to be played or to be performed. Key signature, they are symbols written immediately after the clef. Alright, I'm going to show us some of this. The example of key signature, the symbol I'm talking about is this. This one is a sharp symbol. This is a flat symbol. And this is a natural symbol. Now, generally, key signatures has two categories. We have key signature in sharp series and we have key signature in flat series. Key signature in sharp series, all they will have is the kind of symbol all through. Those in the sharp series. Those in the flat series, what they will have all through is this. Then one particular one in this category is a natural key, so whereby you don't get to write anything in your staff. Now, but before I get into this fully, there are things I need to explain to also that you have a deeper understanding, you have a full understanding of what I want to talk about. Now, I will not talk about key signature without first talking about a few things like clef, like staff, like mnemonics, like workings, then the rules to determine these workings. These key signatures. So now, if you have ever come across this is the clef, something like this before. This is an example of a clef. There are different types of clefs, but for the purpose of this class, I want to, stick myself to these only clef. And this one is called G or treble clef. G or treble clef. There is another one. There are two major ones actually. This one and this one. This one is referred to as F or bass clef. But the only one I'm using today will be this one. Alright, so I'm going to take us through these two categories of key signature. Key signature with sharp series and key signatures with flat series. Now, but we might not be able to finish everything in this video. So this one is going to be tagged key signature part 1. Then the one I will do next will be key signature part 2. So key signature part 1, which is key signature with sharp series. Now, like I said, this is an example of a clef, but this clef I just explained will not be useful if it is just like this. It has to be inside what we call a staff, which leads us to the next one. A staff. What is a staff? A staff is a 5-line and 4 spaces drawing. 5 lines and 4 spaces on which music notations are written. So now you have the first line, you have the second line, the third line, fourth line, fifth line. Your counting starts from below. Then you have first space, second space, third space, and fourth space. So now this staff now does not have a name until you put your clef. This is just ordinary staff. So you need to put your clef, and as soon as you put your clef, the nomenclature of this drawing, of this staff, changes. Now, if you now put your clef here, this one will not just be called ordinary staff, will not just be called staff. Neither will this one be called ordinary clef. So this one is going to now, as it is now, is going to be called G or treble staff. G or treble staff. G or treble staffs, those who play instrument, who play solo instrument, they make use of these particular kind of staff. Especially when you are playing solo instrument, like probably you want to play violin, you want to play maybe trumpet, so this is the type of staff that you make use of. All right, and and each of these lines and spaces has a name. Now the first line is called E, second line is called G, third line is called B, fourth line is called D, fifth line is called F. Then the first space also, this is the first space, is called F. The second space is called A, third space is called C, then the fourth space is called E. Now, I might not be able to tell you how we come about all this one for now in this video because of our time. I'm going to do another video to explain a staff and clef in details. But for this purpose of this class, I just have to do this so that you will know where to put your symbol when time comes, because we need to fix in our symbols into this staff to depict the key on which a particular music is written. All right, so now the next one is going to be mnemonics. Mnemonics is just a way whereby you get to know something very easily. For instance, now the key signatures with sharp series has 7 keys. Key signature with sharp series has 7 keys, which is G, like I've put down here, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, and C sharp. So these are the keys. But when you have a mnemonics, it will help you to really understand the number of sharps that each of them contains. All right, so you can just say by using mnemonics, although there are ways to get it actually, which I will still try to explain in this video. Now the first one, you can just say this is G, which is the G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, and C sharp. So you can just say go down and enter by force, Caroline. The same thing, go down and enter by force, Caroline. A lot of people use different stuffs, but I just decided to use that one. So just for you to remember it easily. When you say go, that's 1. That's your G. G, the key of G, has 1 sharp. Down, that's D major, go down. This D major has 2 sharps. Go down, and that's A major, has 3 sharps. Enter, go down and enter. This one has 4 sharps. Go down and enter, 5 sharps. Go down and enter by force, 6 sharp. Go down and enter by force, Caroline, 7 sharps. All right. So now these sharps, how would you now know which note will contain the sharp? Like we have in the first one with 2, which is G, A. Now, which is okay. This is the first one, which is the key of G. Now let's take the key one after the other. But before I do that, I want us to know that generally we have 15 major keys. 15 major keys in music. And the 15 major keys, it only applies in theory. 15 major keys in theory. And we have 12 major keys in practice. I'm going to explain it in the course of this class. So now, let's take this one after the other. So, the key signature with sharp series has 7. Key signature with flat series also has 7. With sharp series has 7 keys. Then with the flat, it has 7 keys as well. Then the natural has 1. So that makes it 15. So that's how it came about, 15 keys. 15 major keys. And each of these keys has its respective relative minor. So that is going to be in another video. So now let's take this one after the other. Let's deal with the key of G first. G. Now for you to now say, okay, how do I know which note will carry the sharp? We can all agree with me that G has 1 sharp, and that 1 sharp, on which note will it reflect? So come with me. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So this is your it's as if you have your 8 notes, and you want to determine if you play this one now as a scale. The way it is G, A, B, C, D, E, F. It will not give you a diatonic scale. A diatonic scale it will not give you because something is missing. And that thing that is missing, that's what we want to fix. So as soon as you fix it, it will give you a diatonic scale. So I'm still going to teach you the workings of this, not just using the mnemonics. But if in case you are under an exam condition, under an examination condition, now this method I want to teach you is very recommended. So when you have G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So how do you know what to do? Just count 1 to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you sharpen this F. As soon as you do this one, if you play it now, you have a diatonic scale. So that means for the key of G, it carries F as a sharp. So, like what we did the other time when we were doing our lines and spaces like this. Very important. Every aspect of what has been taught is very important. This is U star. So, we said this is E, G, B, G, and F. Then the first space is F, A, C, and E. So now the note to be sharpened in the key of G major is F. So you just come here, you put your clef. We said the symbol has to be placed immediately after the clef. So, and where is your F? If you look at it, this is your F. You don't just put your sharp anyhow. You don't just put it anywhere. You can't put your sharp like this. Just put it in maybe like this. It can't be correct. So long it is, even if it is 1, it is still it's not correct like this. So it has to be placed properly. And how do you do that? It has to be on the line that is called F. And that line called F is the 5th line. It's going to be like this. if you see a piece of music like this, me looking at it, this is telling you this is in the key of G major, because it contains only one sharp, G major. So we go to the next one, which is D. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. The fastest way to do it, just repeat this one, which is F, and count 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's F and C. Go down. You must have 2 sharps. Go down. Then this one it has to be like this. So then your F and C, your 5th line, and your 3rd space. Your 5th line and your 3rd space. So this is F and C. So when you see it this way, you know it is the music written like in this kind of stave or staff is in the key of G major. So let's go to the next one, which is this A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Now what do? You just transfer the 2 up here, you transfer it here, count another 7, F and C, F and C, then count 7 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have F, C and G. So just transfer it to where you have this. Go down, and meaning in the key of A major you have 3 sharps, and those sharps will be on F, C and G. So F, after putting your clef, F, C, that's the 3rd line, and G. And that G will be above the 5th line. So this is how to write it. Don't write it anyhow. This is how to write it. For those who want to learn how to read music, this is very important for you. For those who want to play music, it's called music. This is what you need to know. Is that okay? Now, let's go to the next one, which is E. Go to the next one, which is E. I think I can rub this. Rub this. E. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. You repeat these 3, F, C, and G. F, C, and G. Then count 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have F, C, G, and D. Look at the way I'm writing it. When you write the first one, you move a little to the right before you write the next one. When you write it, you want to write the next one, move a little to the right. You want to write the 4th one, move a little to the right before you write your D. Can you see? So when you see 4 sharps at the beginning of a music piece like this, you know that music is in the key of E major. So the same thing goes for others, but let's just go through them so that before I now explain the workings, because you mustn't limit yourself to these mnemonics, to the fast way of doing these things. You must actually know it the way how they are being worked out. All right. So the next one is B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So you repeat this 4, which is F, C, G, D. Then you count 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now you transfer them to your staff. F, C, G, D. Then you have your A. All right. So you see it this way. This is B major. So this is G major. This is D major. This is A major. This is E major. This is B major. This is F major. So F major, let's do that. Let's do F major. Let's do F major. That's F sharp, right? F sharp. F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. So F, C, G, D, this one is already sharpened. F, C, G, D, and A. Then count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so it will be, just fix them in. F, C, G, D, A, and FC, no, sorry, FC, no, okay, FCGD, okay, FCGDA. Then the last one is E, and it's going to be here. It's going to be on the fourth space there. Alright, so this is F sharp. F sharp. Is that okay? So now let's go to the last one. The last one is the last one before I go to the workings. The last one is C sharp, D, E, F, G, A, B, C sharp. So C sharp is already sharpened. Then you repeat these ones, which is F, C, G, D, E, sorry, A, then E, then count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is this. So every note here has to be sharpened. F, C, G, D, A, E, and B. So you have 7 sharps. Go as 1 sharp, that's G major, down and enter by force, Caroline. G major, D major, A major, E major, B major, F sharp major, and C sharp major. That's 7 sharps. So that is what we will have here. So we're going to do that of B flat in another video. But before I end today's class, I want us to work this thing out. Don't limit yourself to this fast route or this fast route. I beg your pardon. So now the rules to determine these keys, to determine where your sharps will be, is what we want to do now. The rules is so WWH, WWWH. So this means, it means all, half, all, half. Some can say semitone, semitone. No, some can say tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Meaning, between, you're going to have a full tone. This is what I'm saying. We understand it now. And you say tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Let's assume you have G. Let's start from G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Now, if you look at your keyboard very well, because there's no how you want to do the application. You want to do this without the application of your keyboard. If you look at your keyboard very well, look at this keyboard. you know, we're doing the key of G, right? And this is G. This is the first key we want to treat. G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So if you play it like this, like we said the other time, it will not give you a diatonic scale. So for you to get a diatonic scale, what you need to do is to sharpen, so which we have done. But how do we get them? Between here and here it must be a tone. And what is a tone? A tone is when you have two semitones. When you have two semitones, the two semitones make one tone. Now the semitone is the shortest distance between two notes. Shortest distance between two notes. So now a tone between your G and your A. This is your G and your A. So this is semitone, this is semitone. So that's a full tone. So you're going to have a full tone between here and here. You have a full tone between A and B, which is A and B. You have a full tone. This is semitone, this is semitone. You have a full tone. Now between B and C, this is B and C, you have a semitone. It's still fulfilling the rule, semitone. Now the next rule is it has to be a whole tone. So between C and D, semitone, 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 semitone. So it has to be a tone, full tone. Between D and E, we still need a full tone. It's a full tone. We still need a full tone again. Between E and F, if you look at E and F, we need a full tone. Can you see? E and F, we need a full tone here. But E and F, is it a full tone? E and F. Between E and F is a semitone. So, but we need a full tone. And for you to have a full tone, this one has to be raised. So that's why we have, because we need a full tone, this is a semitone and this is a semitone. So you need to put a sharp symbol here. So that's how we came about. That's how we came about that one. So the same thing goes for others. The same thing goes for the others. The same way. I'm going to explain it to you now. I don't want this video to be too long. So now let's go to the next one. The next one is D. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. D. Let's go. Let me draw so that it will be easy for you to understand. Let me just draw a dummy keyboard here. Let's assume this is your keyboard. So this is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C, and so on and so forth. So let's quickly tackle this one and see, this one has two sharps also. How did they come about the two sharps? Between D and E, you need a full tone. You need a whole note. Between D and E, it's already a whole note. So you leave it the way it is. This is a full tone. Then this next rule is a whole tone. A whole tone. Between E and F. Between E and F is half tone, is a semitone. So you need to raise it to have a full tone because the rule says you need to have a full tone. So you need to put F sharp here. It's different from the way we are just transferring the other time. So this is actually the workings. So you have a full tone here. Then the next rule is half tone or semitone, and which is between F sharp and G. So between F sharp and G, is it a half tone or full tone? It's a half tone. So this is a semitone. So between G and A, the next rule says it has to be a whole tone. A whole tone. So G and A is a whole tone. The next rule says a whole tone. A and B is a whole tone. The next rule says a whole tone. B and C. B and C. Is it a whole tone? No, it's a half tone. But you need to make it a whole tone. The more reason you need to raise your C. So, before this one can become a whole tone, you have to raise this. This is a whole tone. The last rule says half tone. Between C sharp and D, C sharp and D. Is it a whole tone or half tone? Is a half tone. So that's how we came about the number of sharps and the number of flats we have there. Let me do one more before I call it a day, so we can go on and practice the remaining ones in the sharp series. If you have any question, you can drop it for me in the comment section, so I will have time to go through it and respond to your questions appropriately. So let's do one more, which is A major. A major. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So now the first rule is a whole tone. Between A and B is a whole tone. We are good to go. The next rule says a whole tone. Between B and C is it a whole tone? Is a half tone? What do you have to do? You have to raise it to make it a whole tone. Raise C, and then this one becomes a whole tone. The next rule says half tone. So between C sharp and D, is it a half tone? Between C sharp and D, is it a half tone? Yes, it's a half tone, so you leave it the way it is. So the next rule says a whole tone. Between D and E, is it a whole tone? D and E is a whole tone, so you leave it the way it is, tone. The next rule says a whole tone. Between E and F, is it a whole tone? E and F is not a whole tone, it's a half tone. So what do you have to do? You raise F, it becomes F sharp. So you have to raise it before this one becomes a whole tone. This one becomes a whole tone. So the next rule also is a whole tone. Between F sharp and G, is it a whole tone? F sharp and G is not a whole tone, it's a half tone. So what do you have to do? You raise G to become a whole tone. Between F sharp and G sharp, it's a whole tone now. So we have tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone, tone. Then the last rule is half tone. Between G sharp and A, what is it? G sharp and A is a half tone. So just leave it the way it is. So it's as simple as that. That's why we have F, C, G. F, C, G. So we are going to stop here. I want you to go back home and do the remaining ones as a homework, because I don't want this video to be too long. If you have any query or you have any questions, please do not hesitate to let me know. This is where we are going to call it a wrap on this teaching. Next week we are going to come with part 2, key signature part 2, when we'll be dealing with key signature with in flat series. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Do have a good day.